Welcome to On The Game. It's OgGrip. It's the U Thursdays. So you already know what we on. All about the U. All about unstable. All about what happened this past Tuesday. Lock in. We're about to talk all about it. You see the smile on my face? I'm excited. It's been a minute. For those of y'all that have been following me, you know it's been a minute. The wait is over. Welcome. On The Game.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. I could teach you how to stack a honey. Early in the morning, honey. Them niggas talking shit, ain't got nothing.
The U Thursdays. But on Tuesday, we dropped the project I've been holding in the vault for quite some time. Something that we just been sitting on, and it's finally out there on every platform. You can grab it. We got great production on there, great artists on there. The album features me. The album features JazzyRed. The album features Cookie Monroe. The album features G.I. Gizzle. The album features Dutch Rugar. The album features MGM. JusRich is on the album. Pee Wee Lifer is on the album. La. Production from multiple producers. Yayo, we got production from Yayo. If you don't know who Yayo is, then you're not paying attention to the charts. Yayo is a great producer from Atlanta. Young cat that's really putting it down. Turn Me Up Josh, of course. Rest in peace to Turn Me Up Josh, my little bro. Man, if you don't know who Turn Me Up Josh is, that means you probably haven't heard the Dirk album or a bunch of these other albums that's out here. Over 10 million albums sold. You know what I'm saying? About 5 Grammy nominations. He passed away last year. Rest in peace, Turn Me Up Josh. He did a bunch of production on the album as well. E-Mazin. What's an unstable project without an E-Mazin production? I don't know. I haven't had one yet. Shout out to E-Mazin. Who else did some production on the album? TL on the beat, who is another Atlanta producer, but he got a lot of production credits out there already. Couple plaques out there already. The project came out this Tuesday, right? I'm so ecstatic about it. My energy is great about it. The feeling behind it is great. The artwork, I love the artwork. I've been waiting to get back into releasing music. We've been sitting back and just plotting and planning, and the climate seems perfect right now to release some good music. There's a lot of people dropping good music out there. We think that the climate is perfect for us to go ahead and reintroduce ourselves to our fan base and to the new people that are gonna run into us and bump into us. The artists that are on the album are all artists that I truly respect. I think they're all talented. Obviously, I worked with them. I think they're all talented. I think that they're all dope, along with the producers. And I am very excited to share their creativity with you guys, and as well as mine. And I'm in a space right now where I don't even know what to say. I'm so excited. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's been so long, and now I just feel like dropping music all the time. That's what my energy is like. All right, now that this is out there, we just got to keep pumping them out there. I don't want to go crazy, but we about to go crazy. You understand what I'm talking about? We about to go crazy out here. The album has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 15 tracks on there. Man, some great work on there. You know, I'm serious. When you listen to it, I don't want to put my opinion on you guys as far as with the vibe of it, but it's a lot of hard material on there. It's some melodic material on there. It's a lot of good conversation. It's a lot of pieces that you can learn from if you're into On The Game. You know what I mean? Everybody had put their heart and soul on the project. So I'm really excited to get some feedback from you guys on what you think about it, how it moved you, did it move you at all, what you would have liked to hear, what you might like to hear in the future. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys are hitting the like, subscribe, share, the bing, all that stuff, and then also leaving comments. Flood up the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about it. We'll be releasing a lot more joints behind it as well, as far as with some visuals and a couple little teasers and things like that that you'll be able to find on social media if you're following us on social media. You know, Unstable Intellect Inc. On IG, Unstable Intellect, on YouTube. Make sure that you're locked in with everything so you can continue to receive this content that we're about to be dumping you. Make sure that you're tuning in every week for Only Game. Make sure that you're tuning in every single day to our YouTube channel, to our social medias, because you never know what you might see, what might pop up. So as most of y'all already know, when Unstable first started, the inception of Unstable, the very first project I ever dropped, well, really the second project that I ever dropped, but when Unstable got a logo and everything else, the very first project that I ever dropped was a CD that was a compilation album. It's called Ion. This project that we just released on Tuesday is like that. It's basically like a rebirth in a sense. It came together a little similar to the Ion project, but not. Let me explain. In the beginning, I was working with a lot of different artists, again, that I have respect for. And we were just kind of doing records, you know what I'm saying? Producing certain things, recording certain songs, either for someone's album. I started getting into engineering and whatnot. So I had a lot of artists that respected me and rocked with me, and they would come through the house and we would sit there and create different music. You know, I got a lot of different production from a lot of different producers. So we were just kind of creating, you know what I mean? As I would meet these artists, we were just creating. I met Dutch. When I met Dutch through Minnesota Fats. You know, he came, the first time I met Dutch, we were shooting on Baby, that's on the Lurkin album. And he came through that day and we met and we just locked in, you know. After that, shortly after that, we started recording. Dutch pushed his music out like that, right? So he kept the energy going for me. He always kept me locked in, and it started off just being us really recording a lot of music. Some together, a lot individually, but just always having input on each other's albums or recordings. Then it was, who came? Then it was Cookie Monroe. Cookie Monroe, we were doing a lot of production together, or a lot of music together at the same time. And they her and Dutch started locking in a little bit more, so they were doing a lot of different things that were sounding good together. I was like, we need to get them on something together. So then we did a couple records like that. So Cookie's, one of the records on the album is Cookie Monroe and Dutch. That was one of the first records that they did together. Then Gizzle came along. So G.I. Gizzle comes along. When he comes along, I'm like, we had a conversation. I forgot exactly where we were at, but we had a conversation. And he was basically like, yo, I've been trying to lock in with you or whatever. I like what you're doing, you know, so forth and so on. And I had heard a couple things about him, you know what I mean, just through the scene in Minnesota as far as music is concerned. I heard a couple things about him. And I was like, yeah, let's rock. So X amount of time went by and he finally hit me up. When he hit me up, I was like, come through. We put it in the air and we got to it. We started recording music. You know, I did a record. Actually, the first thing I ever did for him or with him was a project that he wanted to do. And it was a record that he had that he wanted to record, and he wanted me to feature on it. And we still have that record. We haven't put it out yet, but we did that record. And from that, I was like, oh, buddy, good. You know what I'm saying? So we started doing more records together. And then I incorporated him in the mix because it would be days that I would just wake up, one artist would hit me up, another artist would be around, another artist would hit me up, and I would just be like, shit, come on through, right? So everybody just started linking up that way, and we would just be in there like a big pot of gumbo just doing this and doing that. And then oddly enough, and strangely enough, JazzyRed came through. MGM, another artist that's on the album, came through. He had called me first and told me he had this artist that sings, and I need to hear her, so forth and so on. He brings her over. The first record that we actually did together was Roll Up. Y'all will love that record. I love that record. At that time, obviously, she was just an artist that was super talented and hungry than a mug. Like, that was, let me segue real quick. That was one of the things that I respected and still do and admire about all the artists, was their hunger. As an artist that's been doing music for a long time, one of the hardest things to keep is the drive, you know what I mean? The hunger, especially when you've accomplished certain things. As you accomplish things, as you're going through life, you have to find other things to inspire you in order to keep pushing that same way, right? And for me, it's always the younger artists. For me, it's always artists that are to see their hunger, to see me in them, you know, to see that their belief in their self, even when they don't believe in their self sometimes, but just to see that hunger and that hope or that want for their dream to come true, that motivates me more than anything in the world, right? When Jazzy came through, for me, it was like that. Well, let me go back a little bit, because right before Jazzy came through, Lala came through. And Lala came through, she's on Thinking Twice. And when she came through, I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope, because she sings and she raps. So I was like, this is gonna be dope. And we did a couple records together and whatnot, and then Lala ended up moving. And then when she moved, that element that I was excited about was gone. And then Jazzy comes through. So then when she comes through, I was like, damn, you just not gonna let me down. Talking to the creator, right? So she comes through, we do roll up. She's harmonizing, putting stuff on this beat that I just didn't even hear. And I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be something special. So at that point, I'm like, man, we had all talked about it a little bit. I'm like, man, we just need to do this compilation, right? So we started taking some of these songs that were for this individual or that individual or this collective, and we just started finding which ones meshed and which ones were good together. And then I just started getting on my DJ Khaled shit, and I think you'll sound good on this record with this person. I think you'll sound good on this record with this person. You know, I think this track right here will bring something out of you that I would love to hear, you know. We keep throwing pieces, you know, again, mixing up the gumbo. And the music that was coming out after about a week of recording, the music that was coming out, it was just so effortless. And everybody was so locked in that it turned into, you know, there would be full days of just recording. This person comes in, and this person comes in, this person leaves, comes back. I'm dozing off, then someone else is ready to record, now I'm engineering, but I gotta write a verse at the same time. Those moments were really, really, I think I grew a lot. I know I grew a lot, you know, just from speaking on my own personal experience during that time. I know I grew a lot, because having to be able to focus on this and then turn around and focus on engineering, turn around and focus on my rap. You know, while I'm recording, someone else still coming up with my rhyme, you know, while still in the back of my mind thinking of how do I want to put this project out, you know, what's going to be like the storyline behind it and everything else. So it was a very challenging time, but a very educational time. One of those moments that I'm always going to cherish, and I'm always looking forward to doing it again. So I'm excited about it. You know, I'm excited to get you guys to tap in with it, check it out, get off on the links, stream it, buy it, whatever your fancy is, you know what I'm saying? Do that, lock in, and support the cause, you know what I mean? And enjoy the music while you're supporting the cause, and it's beautiful. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on it, because there's a lot of records on there that I'm not on at all. Again, some of my favorite records on the album, I'm not on. Right? So my brother came through. He had a record, as an example. He had a record. I got the music for him. Did I give him that music? Yes, I think I gave him the music for that. And he went home, wrote it. It was supposed to be for his own project. And then he came through and needed some, he wanted some harmony or some vocals on it, singing vocals. So Jazzy went right in there, knocked it out. And we did that. And so it's me, my brother, and Jazzy. The song that me, Jazzy, and my brother are on is called Too Long. And it's a concept that my brother thought of, like I said, and he brought it back. And when he brought it back, you know, we just put our spices on it. Jazzy did her thing, I did mine. My brother did his. And I love my brother's style. It's all him, you know, and I love, again, artists that exude that confidence and that originality, as opposed to trying to sound like everybody else. That's one thing that I don't want to say against, but that's one thing that I'm not that fond of. I don't mind if you sound like someone else, but I'd rather you sound like you. You know what I mean? I'd rather you be original. I could sound like a lot of people. I could play a lot of games with my voice, right? I could do a lot of different styles of rap. You know, I've been rhyming for a long time. So I can do a lot of different styles. The reason that I'll do what I do is because of how much I respect originality. So that's why when you hear me, I don't sound like anyone else. And this is why when you hear a majority of the artists that you hear on the project, all the artists that you hear on the project, no one sounds like the other. No one sounds like anyone else that I have heard personally, right? So that's one of the things that I always wanted to be a stamp when it came to Unstable. That's one of the things that I always took pride in and take pride in, is getting artists that bring something different to the game, that bring a new vibe to the game, a new feeling to the game, a new sound to the game. I'm a stickler for that. That's one of the things that if something turns me on musically, that's it. You know, being original, being yourself, I'm all for that. So any artist that's out there that's original, that people be telling that you don't sound like nobody, you too different, holla at me, holla at us. We might have a spot for you. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, before we get up out of here, I want to say like, subscribe, bing, hit that bell so you get the notifications. And I want to say shout out to all the artists that were on the album, that are on the album. It wouldn't be an album without y'all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the inspiration. I appreciate the time that you guys took out of your life to come and rock with me and us, for us to create what we've created. I hope that it helps push y'all's career further, faster, or however the creative plans for it to be for you. Thank you all to everybody that's tuning in and has been tuning in and supporting. I love you guys. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Hit me up. Holla at me. You got any questions? Holla at me. Like I said, the youth has started a lot of different services, and so don't forget about that. We're gonna close out, man, just by saying it came out Tuesday. Volume 1, Unstable. Check it out. It's a beautiful work of art. I love it. Love y'all. Only game, OgGrip. Till next time.
I could teach you how to stack a honey.